This is the 2024 Mercedes-Benz C63 E-Performance. Probably the most controversial car Mercedes has ever made. This car used to be a twin-turbo V8 engine. It is now a 2-liter, 4-cylinder with a hybrid electric engine bolted onto it. It makes 671 horsepower, which is absolutely ridiculous, but is America ready for a 4-cylinder AMG in the C-Class variant? I don't think they are. There's no doubt that this is one of the coolest looking sedans that Mercedes has ever made. The ground effects on the car, the hood, exhausts on the side. This is one of the sexiest looking sedans we have ever made. The only problem is nobody seems to want to buy it because frankly, it doesn't sound that great compared to the cars it is replacing. So we're going to walk you around the vehicle. We're going to take it for a little drive and give you my impressions of the vehicle. There's no doubt that on appearances alone, this car is hot. But you've got your quad exhaust down there, you've got a rear diffuser with all kind of aero effects going on. It's a beautiful car. Let's take you inside, show you the interior. Now this car has the race seats in it, which I'll be honest with you, I'm not a very big person and they are snug. So if you're thinking about a C63, make sure that you are on the smaller side if you're going to consider that interior option. This is an interior very familiar to anybody that's driven an S-Class or has seen the new C-Class with the floating display in the middle. Great ambient lighting like a lot of our new cars have. There's no doubt that the in and out of the vehicle is great. Some very cool new wheel choices for this year. But how does it drive? Right, that's the million-dollar question. All right, we're going to leave the car in comfort mode here to get a feel for what it would be like on a daily drive. Now, interestingly, this is a plug-in hybrid, but the car really doesn't have very much electric range. So on a full charge, at most, you're probably getting about 6 or 7 miles of electric range here. So I guess if you live really, really close to work or to the grocery store, you could drive it as a traditional EV, but for most people, that's probably not realistic. All right, so without pushing it too hard, I will tell you that in comfort mode, it gets up and moves in a hurry. Now, this is the driving mode that you're going to be in as a default. And I will tell you, the steering feels good, the car feels very planted, and we're not on a very smooth road, but it isn't, I wouldn't call it rough. So now I'm going to crank it to Sport Plus mode. So,
holy cow.
The car definitely gets up and moves in a hurry, and that's a rolling start, by the way. So the 0 to 60 time on this car is under 3 seconds. It's 2.9. I mean, it pulled hard. Yeah. It really pulls hard.
Yeah, I was actually pretty surprised by that.
I don't want to get way too high on the revs because that's not good for an AMG. We need to keep it as tame as we can for the first 1,000 miles. It does not sound like the V8. And for those that are curious, Mercedes-Benz and other manufacturers around the world are not making the decision to go away from V8s because they want to or they think that that's what people want. Unfortunately, there's a lot of regulation in place and a lot of fines coming down the way in future years if manufacturers don't start downsizing their engines to get more fuel efficiency, lower emissions, etc. There's no doubt that this car is an absolute rocket ship. But I guess the point I'm trying to get to is that if you can get past the V8 sound, this is an awesome car. There's no doubt. It's a lot of car for the money. I mean, 671 horsepower for under $100,000 is pretty special.
I don't think the ride's particularly rough.
No.
I think it's like spirited, maybe, is what you might want to call it. And then I think the other thing, if we had actual regular seats in here, I think it would feel a lot different.
Yeah, the seat's not uncomfortable, but it is definitely snug.
Yeah, it's just firm.
Yeah. The ride quality is actually pretty phenomenal for something this fast. I've driven a lot of cars that are just plain uncomfortable on the road, and this is not that at all. Even in Sport Plus, it wasn't uncomfortable. Be interested to see what happens from here. I don't know if Mercedes-Benz is going to commit to this car long-term or not, based on the reception that it's gotten. I also think that people have generally just not given it a chance. They've written it off before they've even looked at it.
But it is stupid fast. I've been in a lot of fast cars, and this thing is quick.
We have sold 2 of these, and the 2 people that have bought them love them. It is possible to fall in love with this car. If anybody is on the fence about it, I would definitely encourage them to drive it. And remember, this is a 4-door, okay? The C63 used to include the sedan, the coupe, and the cabriolet. The coupe and the cabriolet are going to probably make a V8 comeback in the form of the CLE. But for somebody that needs a little bit more utility, like right now, we're driving electric. I don't know if you can tell. I would say there's definitely more pros than cons. I think that what you're going to lose that a lot of people truly love is that startup sound, right? That cold start engine sound that V8 AMGs are so famous for. Under heavy acceleration, it actually sounds pretty good.
No, yeah, and it was definitely crackling on the shifts there too. So
before you write it off entirely, if this is something that could work for you, you should go drive one, because I think you're going to be impressed. On paper, you may not love it. I get it. But in reality, I think you might be surprised. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Doug with Benzs and Bow Ties. Does it sound like it used to? No, but it's a cool car.